Okay, can you tell us first what's your name, how old you are, where you're from?
Mike, 37, from Sweden.
From which town?
I'm from a small town at the beginning, but I live in Stockholm.
When did you arrive in Ukraine?
At the end of February, I arrived in Ukraine.
What was the moment when you decided to come here?
I think it was in the beginning of February when I was seeing the fights in Maidan and I saw nationalists dying on the streets. So I decided that I could help, but I had a family, house, work, so it took some time. So when I arrived, Yanukovych left Ukraine and the fighting stopped.
And when did you go? Where did you go?
I went for Kiev to meet up with Sich and their headquarters in old Communist Party, their headquarters.
And then after that, where did you go?
I stayed in Kiev for a very long time. We had some unfinished business with the corrupted Kiev regime. And we worked in Kiev for almost 3.5 months, I think. And then the fighting in the east started, so we watched a little and decided to join up with the Azov battalion.
And did you bring your rifle with you?
No, everything except for the uniform, that's mine, but the rest is, I think it's the Minister of Internal Affairs or something. It belongs to the state.
But you are a professional sniper?
Yes.
Where did you fight before?
Oh, you know, Sweden is a peaceful country, so we don't fight so much. I've been offered to go on missions with the United Nations, but no, I didn't enjoy the rules we had to go by. And maybe 2 years before Ukraine, I was offered to go to Syria to fight for the Assad. But
for Assad?
Yes. But I think if our sponsor was arrested or something because he just vanished into thin air. So now I'm here.
So you don't have any real fighting experience so far?
Oh, no, I have some. We have been fighting here in Ukraine though.
And what are you fighting for here?
For Ukraine, and hopefully when that all is done, we have a less corrupted Ukraine. Because that fight is far from over.
And how would you describe your own
my own political views would be nationalistic. Otherwise, I think I would be in the wrong battalion.
And do you know Russian nationalists too?
Yes, I have had some contact with them during the years because I've been an active nationalist for 20 years almost.
Which organization do you belong to?
At the moment, I don't belong to any organization. I was a member of the part of the Swedes, but I decided not to pay my member fees because there is no time to think about politics.
How many Swedish fighters are here at the moment?
At the moment there are in this battalion 4 active fighters. But there are more Swedes doing other things in Ukraine, but they decided that they don't want to pick up arms. So they work in different areas.
Are there any other Europeans in the battalion?
I don't think so. We used to have an Italian guy, but he went home. So as of now, I think it's only Ukrainian and Russians, of course. Some guys from Belarus as well.
And who are you fighting against?
I wouldn't say Russians because I have no problem with Russians. The Ukrainians has a word for it, it's Moskalits. It's basically stupid people who believe whatever Putin tells them. And I would consider them to be the enemy, not the Russian people, because they've done nothing.
And how do you see the future development here?
I think it's going to be a long war. It's going to be a really long war. Which is sad because people suffer during conflicts. But I think it's going to take a long time because separatists they can hide. They fight, they take off their balaclavas and they go home. So it's going to take time to locate them and arrest them.
But you are going to be here until the end of the war?
Yes, that's my plan. Unless they shoot me. Then I go home a little bit early.
And do you get any salary?
No,
here?
Nothing at all. I didn't come for the money. I decided to fight for my beliefs.
And what is your position here in the battalion? Are you an instructor?
Yes, I was an instructor. Now I'm soldier and soon to be the commander of a small group. And of course it's difficult because of the language. I speak very little Ukrainian and even more little Russian. So it's hard.
And how would you describe the fighting level of this battalion?
It's good. When I first came, it was so-so, but in the last couple of weeks it has increased something immense. And we also saw it in Mariupol because I would say the guys I saw when I first came, they were not the same men who actually took Mariupol because they were fighters. So I think give it a couple of more weeks and they will easily match any Ukrainian army division, easily.
What do you think, who stands behind this war?
It's hard. Of course Putin would be the main figure on one side, and on the other side I would say it's the Ukrainian people, because these are normal, regular guys. Some are painters, some are soldiers, but most of them are just normal people who want peace and quiet. Time?